Have you ever noticed how some men walk into a room and instantly everyone pays attention? They don't beg for respect. They don't shout for power. Yet, people listen. People follow. People obey. But why? Because it's not about words. It's about energy, masculine energy. In this video, we'll break down the actual reasons behind this psychological mystery. And I want to tell you, this video will help you farm masculine aura. Imagine this. You walk into a room, no flashy clothes, no loud voice, no forced smiles. But people notice. Heads turn. Conversations slow down. Women glance at you with curiosity, maybe even a little obsession. That's what's gonna happen after you watch this video. So let's strip everything down to the basics. The first reason is simple. Humans are obedient to strength. It actually comes down to human wiring. From the beginning of time, we've been programmed to respond to strength. And I don't just mean the kind of strength you see in muscles or fists. I'm talking about something much more powerful, psychological strength. Look, physical strength can grab attention, but psychological strength holds it. Muscles might intimidate for a moment, but mental steadiness earns obedience over the long run. Because deep down, people are not just looking for someone who can fight, they're looking for someone who won't fall apart when life gets messy. And that's where masculine energy comes in. Masculine energy is that unshakable force you can't fake. It's the calm under pressure. It's the voice that doesn't tremble when others are panicking. It's the presence that doesn't need constant approval or validation. Think about it. Who do you trust more? The man who explodes at the smallest problem, or the one who stays composed when chaos erupts? Exactly, the calm one. That's why people obey masculine energy. Not because it's loud, not because it demands attention, but because it communicates, without words, I've got this. And here's the real truth most men miss. When you carry that still, immovable presence, you create a sense of safety. And safety, my friend, is power. Because people don't just want to follow the strongest person in the room, they want to follow the one who makes them feel secure. When you're unshaken, others feel protected. When you're steady, others feel grounded. And when you're centered, others naturally orbit around you. It's almost magnetic, but here's where it gets even deeper. Safety alone isn't the only reason people obey masculine energy. There's another layer that makes this energy irresistible. See, safety explains why people trust masculine energy, but it doesn't fully explain why they submit to it. Why do they follow it without questioning? Why do they obey it, even when they don't fully understand it? That has to do with something primal, something hardwired into our psychology. Humans aren't just individuals, we're pack animals. And every pack, every tribe, every group throughout history has relied on one thing to survive: leadership. And leadership only works if the leader doesn't crumble. So when someone radiates that masculine presence, steady eyes, controlled emotions, calm authority, our brains automatically tag them as the leader. Even if they never asked for it, even if they never said a word. That's why people obey masculine energy. Because at the deepest level, we are all looking for an anchor. Someone who doesn't drift when storms hit. Someone who won't lose their balance when life throws chaos in their face. And when you show up with that presence, when you embody that calm, unshakable masculine energy, people can't help but trust you, follow you, and yes, obey you. But if safety and leadership are the root of obedience, there's still more to uncover. Because masculine energy doesn't just influence the mind, it impacts emotions in ways most men never realize. Let's go deeper. The second reason is energy speaks louder than words. Think about this for a second. Have you ever met a man who doesn't talk much, yet when he finally opens his mouth, the whole room seems to pause? People lean in. They hang on every word. And it's not because his words are complicated or fancy. It's because his energy speaks before he does. That right there is masculine energy in action. It's the kind of energy that communicates without needing to over-explain. It's not about rushing to fill silences. It's not about telling long stories just to be heard. Masculine energy works in the pauses, the silence, and the space between words. It's in the way he looks at you, the steady, unflinching eye contact that doesn't dart around nervously. It's in the posture, standing tall, grounded, shoulders relaxed, as if nothing in the world can knock him off balance. It's in the tone of voice, calm, low, and measured. Not shouting, not begging, just a relaxed confidence that says, without words, I'm in control. See, this is what most men don't understand. People don't obey because of long speeches or clever lines. They obey because they feel the energy behind you. An energy that is felt is always stronger than words that are simply heard. Here's a little psychological truth. Humans are emotional creatures first, logical creatures second. We don't follow people because their arguments are perfect. We follow because something in them makes us feel secure, inspired, or compelled. Masculine energy taps straight into that emotional wiring. That's why a man with real presence doesn't need to dominate conversations. He can sit in silence and still own the room, because silence backed by strong energy feels more powerful than 1,000 empty words. Now, this raises the big question you're probably asking yourself. If it's all about energy, then how do I project it? Because here's the catch. Masculine energy isn't something you can fake with a few tricks. People can smell fake confidence a mile away. You can put on a suit, puff out your chest, or even try to act tough. But if your energy is shaky, people won't buy it. So how do you project the real thing? It starts with the way you carry yourself in everyday life. The way you enter a room. The way you breathe. The way you react when someone tries to test you. Every small signal adds up to an aura people can feel, and the more control you have over your energy, the more naturally others fall in line around you. So yes, words matter, but energy will always be louder. And if you master your energy, you won't need to fight for attention. Attention will chase you. But knowing this is just the first step. The real question is, what specific triggers make people obey masculine energy instantly, even before they consciously realize it? Now, let's talk about the third reason, something most men completely overlook, the silent triggers that make people obey masculine energy. Here's something powerful you need to understand. People don't obey masculine energy because of threats, manipulation, or loud authority. They obey it because of 3 silent triggers. These triggers are subtle, but they run so deep in human psychology that people respond without even realizing why. Let's break them down. The first trigger is certainty. When you act or speak with certainty, people automatically assume you know what you're doing. Think about it. If 2 men give directions, one stutters, hesitates, and second-guesses himself, while the other speaks clearly and confidently, even if they both say the same thing, who will people follow? The confident one. Always. Why? Because uncertainty creates doubt. Doubt makes people hesitate. But certainty creates obedience. Your words may not be perfect, but if you deliver them with conviction, people feel safe trusting you. The second trigger is calmness. Picture a crisis. Everyone is panicking, voices are rising, and chaos fills the air. Then there's one man, standing steady, speaking slowly, moving with control. Who do you think people look to in that moment? The calm one. That man becomes the leader without even asking for it. Why? Because the human brain is wired to trust the person who shows emotional control. The man who keeps his cool when everyone else loses theirs automatically signals strength. And people obey strength. The third trigger is boundaries. This one is huge. Masculine energy doesn't beg, it doesn't chase, and it definitely doesn't over-explain. Why? Because the moment you beg, you lose authority. The moment you chase, you lose respect. Boundaries are what make people respect you. And here's the truth, respect is the root of obedience. When people see that you have standards, that you're not afraid to say no, and that you won't let others walk all over you, they take you seriously. Weak men are ignored. Men with boundaries are obeyed. Now here's the kicker. These triggers work even if you don't try to dominate. You don't need to bark orders, puff out your chest, or flex your ego. True masculine energy doesn't force, it pulls. It draws people in without effort. It creates trust without begging for it. It commands respect without demanding it. And the beautiful thing? You can practice these triggers in daily life. You can speak with certainty in small conversations. You can stay calm in small frustrations. You can enforce boundaries in small interactions. Do this consistently, and slowly, people will start responding differently to you. But here's where it gets really interesting. These triggers are just the surface. The real secret lies in the psychology behind them, the ancient instincts that make humans naturally follow masculine energy. And once you understand that, you'll see why this energy has been obeyed for thousands of years. Now let's go into more depth. Why do people respond so instinctively to masculine energy? The answer lies in psychology, and it goes back thousands of years. Here's where things get fascinating. People don't just obey masculine energy because it looks strong in the moment. The truth runs much deeper. It's rooted in human psychology and evolution. Humans are pack animals. From the earliest tribes, survival depended on one thing: leadership. The tribe needed someone who wouldn't break under stress, someone who could make decisions when fear was high. That's why our brains are still wired to follow the person who shows strength, certainty, and calmness. It's not a choice. It's instinct. Think about it. When you see a man lose control of his emotions, raise his voice, or panic, do you trust him? Probably not. But when you see someone steady, collected, and unfazed, something inside you automatically relaxes. Your subconscious says, this one can lead. I can trust him. That's masculine energy. It's not loud. It's not desperate. It's a silent authority. And that's why people obey it. But here's the key. Obedience here isn't about fear. It's about safety. When someone radiates masculine energy, they give off the signal, I won't crumble. I can handle the storm. People follow that without even realizing why. And here's the kicker. It doesn't take aggression to get that response. Aggression might create fear, but masculine energy creates trust. That's a massive difference. One pushes people away. The other pulls people in. So, the psychology is simple. Masculine energy awakens ancient instincts. It tells people, on a primal level, you're safe with me. And when people feel safe, they don't just listen, they obey. But safety isn't the whole story. Masculine energy also has a magnetic pull on opposite sex attraction, and that's where things get even more interesting. Because women respond to even the masculine energy. But here's something most men don't realize. Women aren't just drawn to masculine energy, they're magnetized by it. The reason goes beyond attraction. Because it's primal. Women instinctively look for a man who can provide safety and stability. A man who radiates masculine energy says without words, I can handle life. I won't crumble under pressure. I'm reliable. That instinct triggers respect, trust, and, yes, desire. Think about it. When a man is calm, confident, and unshakable, women notice it instantly, even if he's not the loudest or the flashiest guy in the room. His presence alone communicates a power that draws attention and admiration. But here's the deeper truth. Masculine energy allows women to relax into their own energy. It tells her it's safe to express vulnerability, to be herself, without fear of judgment or chaos. That's why the man with true masculine energy doesn't need to chase. He doesn't need to try to impress. The energy itself creates a pull so strong, it's almost irresistible. And here's a psychological reality. Women respond more strongly because their brains are wired to detect leaders. For thousands of years, women followed men who were calm, decisive, and dominant in presence, not in aggression, but in silent confidence. It's hardwired. So, if you want to understand attraction at its deepest level, stop focusing only on looks, money, or words. Start focusing on your energy, your calmness, and your boundaries. That's the language women actually respond to, and it's the kind of energy that commands obedience without saying a word. Next, we'll uncover how you can actually build this magnetic energy in yourself, so people and women can't help but respond to you naturally. Now that you understand why masculine energy commands obedience and attraction, let's get practical. How do you actually build this energy in yourself so people naturally respond to you? The first step is your body. Your posture, the way you carry yourself, even the way you breathe, sends signals to the world. Stand tall, shoulders relaxed, chest open. Walk with purpose. Even small changes in body language signal confidence and control. People feel it before they even hear a word from you. Next, focus on emotional control. Masculine energy is calm under pressure. This doesn't mean you never feel stress. It means you don't let it control you. Practice pausing before reacting, especially in tense situations. Slow your breathing. Speak slowly. Let your calmness set the tone. When others panic, your composure becomes magnetic. Another key is certainty. Stop second-guessing yourself in conversations, decisions, or interactions. Speak with conviction. Even if you're unsure, act as if you know the way. Certainty makes people trust you. Uncertainty pushes them away. Boundaries are just as important. Masculine energy doesn't chase, beg, or over-explain. Decide what you will and won't tolerate, then stick to it. When people see that you hold your ground, respect grows. And respect is the foundation of influence. Next, work on your presence in small daily interactions. Eye contact, a relaxed tone, and a confident smile go a long way. These small signals add up, creating an invisible aura that people notice instantly. Strength, physical or mental, is another layer. When you train your body or mind, it reinforces your energy. People sense that discipline, that control over yourself, and it amplifies your presence without you having to announce it. Finally, practice silence and restraint. Don't feel the need to fill every pause with words. Let your presence speak. People are naturally drawn to those who don't need to demand attention. Silence backed by strong energy is magnetic. Here's the truth. Masculine energy isn't something you fake. It's something you cultivate through posture, calmness, certainty, boundaries, and discipline. Start small. Apply one principle at a time. The more consistent you are, the stronger your aura becomes. When you master these, you'll notice it immediately. People listen. They follow. They respond without you even asking. Women notice. Men's respect. And most importantly, you'll feel different yourself. Confident, grounded, unshakable. And this is just the beginning. Because once you understand the power of your energy, you can amplify it in every area of life, work, relationships, and social situations, so that people don't just notice you. They obey your presence naturally. Masculine energy is not about being bigger, louder, or tougher. It's about being still when others shake. It's about holding your ground when the world tries to push you. It's about being the anchor while others drift. Now ask yourself, do you carry that kind of energy? Because the moment you master your masculine energy, respect, obedience, attraction, leadership, it all starts to flow to you almost effortlessly. And if you want to dive deeper into building that aura, hit subscribe and turn on notification bell, because the next video will unlock the exact habits that make your energy impossible to ignore. Thanks for watching.